So, for working with the Python, what are the software that you require to install on your machine? Basically, you require a Python interpreter and also Python IDE. At first, you should remember that the Python is interpreter language, which means any code that you write in Python language will be eventually converted into machine language in order to execute the same. But here the question is, who will convert the Python language into the corresponding machine language so that it can be understandable by the respective operating system? That is, the Python interpreter. So, for example, we are writing the code like print hello. So, this particular Python code will be converted into respective machine language by the Python interpreter. So, you require to install the same in order to work with the Python language. So, that is the reason you require to download and install this Python software, which provides you the Python interpreter. So, go to the website, python.org website, and here try to click on downloads so that you will be able to download the Python. So click on download Python 3.9.5 and run that exe file, and preferably check this checkbox called add Python to path, which means that you will be able to access your python.exe file from your command prompt or terminal, so that you can run those program files from your command prompt directly. And then click on install now. And then after that, click on close so that it says setup was successful. Now you have successfully installed Python interpreter so that you are ready to run the Python programs. But here the question is, where you will write the Python programs, in what editor? For example, you might be using some editor like Notepad, but here the problem is, Notepad is unable to identify the problems or syntax errors of your program. For example, in this statement called print, we are making some spelling mistake like this. So this kind of typos or any other programming related errors cannot be identified by Notepad. So Notepad is not suitable for your real-world application development, but not even for practice. So that is the reason we are trying to look for a better editor. And here we have an IDE called PyCharm. This PyCharm is the most popular IDE for Python developers that is being used in these days. It was actually developed by JetBrains. Basically, these people, JetBrains, are very good for development of IDEs. Earlier, they developed IntelliJ IDEA, WebStorm, PHPStorm, etc. These are all extremely good in the respective languages or frameworks. So in this way, we are trying to use PyCharm, which is developed by JetBrains. So try to click on download. Basically, this is supported by 3 operating systems, that is Windows, Mac and Linux. So based on your respective operating system, you can use one. Currently, I am using Windows. And it is necessary to understand that it comes with 2 editions, that is Professional and Community. Basically, this Community is a free edition which is more than sufficient for learning Python and also for simple application developments. But in case of artificial intelligence development and also for web development, Professional edition is recommended. Anyways, this Professional edition costs you around $200, but for our course, this Community edition is more than enough. So try to download this Community edition. Click on download. you must get that PyCharm community setup file. After you download, double-click on that exe file that you downloaded. Now installation has been started. Now click on Next and keep the default path as it is. Basically, the software gets installed on C:\program files /JetBrains. Now click on Next and then Next and again install. And then finish. So you are done with the installation of PyCharm community. Now open up the same from your start menu by typing PyCharm. So if you type PyCharm, you will get PyCharm Community Edition. So open up the same. And basically you will get the terms. Who will read this? Check the checkbox, click on Continue. And it's up to you whether you will send the anonymous statistics or not. So I click on Don't Send. Now the PyCharm welcome screen appears, from which you can create a new project or open up existing project. That's all. Basically we have set up the Python interpreter and also an IDE called PyCharm. And in the next lecture, we will see the most awaiting part of the course, that is, how do you begin with the first application development of Python.